Right, Chris, thank you so much. We have some new details to bring you about an event happening next month called the Second Chance Summit. It'll help people who are eligible to have their criminal records expunged and sealed. So to talk more about this is Mariyana Spyropoulos. You are the clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County.
Yes.
Thanks for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me again. It's great to be here.
For those who don't know, first let's talk about the difference between the expungement and sealing the records, and then we'll get into who's qualifies for it.
Yes. So we're going to have an expungement summit. We're calling it a Second Chance Summit for people who may have a criminal record, want to get that either expunged or sealed. My office is the front door to justice, and we want to make the process accessible to them. So an expungement is where you'll have your record cleared. So if you're applying for a job, you're trying to get housing, though that kind of impediment won't get in the way. To get your record sealed, so it's not accessible to the public, that would be other crimes that are not qualified for expungement, and it's a lesser sort of protection, but nevertheless they're both available.
Okay, and I know you said there's going to be legal help on site.
Yes.
Because there's so many questions about this. Do I qualify? What will happen? Can I actually do this?
Right.
What will that legal help provide for people there?
So we're going to have attorneys who are there volunteering. We're not turning anyone away, so we encourage anybody to come, talk to an attorney. We'll pair you up with someone who will talk to you, and if you qualify, your case will be prepared and you'll get a court date, which is a lot more than some other events that are taking place in the community. We're taking it one step further. We're providing that court date, so you'll be on track, but also involved in that process. Eventually you'll go to court. The judge and the state's attorney will have a say in the case, whether you will be expunged or have your record sealed. So there's a few steps involved, but we're trying to make that accessible to people.
And so if someone's watching right now and saying, do I qualify for this?
Yeah.
There's not something that you have to figure out before you go. You can go and then maybe get those answers.
That's right. We're not going to turn anyone away.
And why did your office want to do this? Why did you say, you know, this is something that we do want to take on and get people this first step and the second step in the process? Well,
we want to make sure that people don't have those impediments in the way. Like I said, a lot of times you could have been arrested but never convicted. And when you're applying for a job or trying to get housing, that arrest will get in the way of opportunities. So we want to make sure that we're making the process accessible to people.
I was going to ask about that because someone who may have committed a crime and maybe a victim says, oh no, I don't want someone who maybe committed a crime and I was involved to have their record expunged. But there's times when you're saying that people may not have ever been convicted, but they still have this on their records, and they may not be able to get a job.
Right, and they have to go through the formal process to get that cleared.
Okay.
So this is another way for us to make justice more accessible to people.
Okay, and as far as someone watching, how can they get involved with this? Is there a sign up or a registration?
So our event is October 11th at Proviso Math and Science Academy in Forest Park, and we recommend people go to our website. Pre-registration is encouraged, and cookcountyclerkofcourt.org is our website, so please go check it out, and we've got all the information there.
All right, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you joining us here on the show to talk about the Second Chance Summit, which again is happening from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. on October 11th. Again, you can register, as you just mentioned, by September 26th. That's why we're talking about it today, to give you some time to register. And